This episode was brought to you by Magnolia Blinds. Call Magnolia Blinds at 407-607-5876 for your motorized blinds, interior shades. Or you can always email them at morgan@magnolia-blinds.com. Gotta say, the reason that I am supporting these guys is because they provide the professionalism that I like and the workmanship that I expect. Magnolia Blinds for your motorized shades. 407-607-5876. Or you can always email Morgan at magnoliablinds.com. That's morgan@magnolia-blinds.com.
This podcast is for a mature audience and may be viewed as inappropriate or insensitive to some. Listener discretion is advised. The intention is to share conversation of like and unlike-minded individuals as they try to be the best them they can be in a life full of challenges, searching for love, acceptance, and positivity. Call 669-241-1422 and share yourself or catch up with Sweet Baby J for an anonymous face-to-face interview. Feel free to call in with questions, stories, thoughts, or anything you would love to talk about and share. Nothing is off the table when talking sweet with Sweet Baby J at 669-241-1422.
Ladies and gents and ladies, once again, you are here talking sweet with the one and only Sweet Baby J. As always, a no face, no case scenario unless our wonderful guests choose different. We have this young lady. She's smiling right across from me, looking like the picture of beauty. How are you, young lady?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here.
Man, thank you for coming. The question is, for starters, would you like to share your identity or not?
I choose not to name myself.
Okay, cool. We're going to stay anonymous. I like it. So I actually met this young lady in passing in a very peculiar spot, but we're not going to share that.
We could.
Oh, we could?
We could, except not names.
Okay, cool. Well, at the dental office, and you were there legit all in my mouth.
I was.
And the strangest thing, I'm pretty sure it's something that doesn't happen to you often, but I fell asleep.
It actually does happen often.
Really?
For some reason, at first they come in anxious, but later they're so relaxed that they just go to sleep. Especially if it's a long procedure, they just fall asleep. And honestly, that's the best part of it. They feel comfortable. It makes us do our thing. So I like it.
This dental office was the first one that I've ever went to where I felt so comfortable that I fall asleep while someone's in my mouth. I mean, I got this contraption holding my mouth open. I'm only waking up to say, hey, do some suction because I know I'm drooling all over the place.
Right.
So that is the wildest. So I really appreciate you for being gentle on me.
Yes, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I feel like I'm an empath. So I would treat my patients as I want to be treated. So I always get compliments, or they always tell me that you were so great, you were so patient with me, you were so nice to me, and I really appreciate it. So that keeps me going.
Well, I'm going to have to say great job. And in doing that great job, you actually shared a little bit of detail about your life, which I found very interesting.
To me, it's not that interesting, but I feel like I always downgrade my life because I feel like, it's nothing compared to what other people are going through. I'm always trying to stay grateful. So I'm not trying to be like, oh my God, I've been through so much, or because I really, really haven't. It's just more emotional things that I went through.
Like,
that makes sense.
What? No, it does. But what were some of the emotional things that you went through?
At first, I don't know how to start, but
Hey, start any way you wish.
I feel like now it's affecting me more as an adult in my adult life than when it did when I was in high school. When my parents left, I was like, oh my gosh, no parents, no rules, no nothing. Like, I didn't really care for it. But I feel like now, starting like last year, it's been affecting me so much that I cry often. And sometimes I don't cry, and I want to. Like, my heart is made out of stone. Like, I want to cry, but I can't. It's just.
What happened? What was the buildup for you as a child to your parents leaving? Or when did you even notice or anything like that?
It's a tough question because I have to start from the beginning, and even sharing my feelings and complicated, like, emotional things that I went through, it's complicated. I cannot express exactly what I went through. I feel like some people will understand if their parents actually did the same thing.
I'm pretty sure there are people, unfortunately, that went through that. And that's why I found it so interesting that you said that your parents left at a young age. Because to me, that's like, wait, what?
You would never do that.
I couldn't bring myself to do it. So did your parents ever share their mindset of why?
Honestly, I was born in a culture where communication was not big. I don't remember one time sitting down with my parents and talking about feelings. Hey, how was your day? How do you feel? Or what do you want? Nothing. So I grew up not communicating. So even today, when I see her, we don't talk about it. It's like nothing happened. Like I saw her like 2, 3 weeks ago. I went to General Flag. She lives there now. And I hug her and we don't talk about it.
You don't address it.
No, at all. And when I do, she just changes the subject or stays quiet. So there's no point. It's very bad. And I'm trying to change that and generational curse or whatever it is. And so I get to communicate better with my partner or with my friendships, with my coworkers in life, basically.
What about your dad?
My dad is more in the picture, but he's more of a verbal abuser. He says he's there for us, or he brought us to the U.S. for education or whatever it is. He's like, I did my job as a dad, so the rest is on you. And I'm like, what? I didn't ask to be here. I need my parents. I need a guide or somebody to guide me, right? But he's like, no, like he comes every 6 months to visit us for like a couple of weeks, and then he tries to control. I'm like, you're gone for half of the year. You come back, you try to control what I do in my household, what time I come home, what do I do, who do I talk to.
Why in your household, and he's just a visitor, like a legit visitor?
Legit, like for 2-3 weeks, he's like, oh, I don't like this TV here, let's change the couch. Or
what?
And you know, in my culture, it's very important to respect your elders. I have never talked back to my dad. I've never raised my voice, even after all these years of them leaving and just not caring.
Where are you from?
Iran. I'm from Iran.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I mentioned that.
No, well, because you speak a lot about your culture and where you're from.
Yes.
So there definitely is a family dynamics in your culture. Can you explain that as far as the husband, the wife, the kids, and how that is set up?
Yes. I'm from Iran, and in Iran, everything is about family. We're very family oriented. I love my culture. I love everything about it. And usually every time I get Persian family or Persian in general, they're like, how could your mom do this? A Persian mom wouldn't do it. Any other mom would, but a Persian mom wouldn't do it. And I'm asking myself, I don't know what happened. I wasn't even a bad kid.
Do you ever blame yourself, like that it could have been something about you, or do you have brothers and sisters? Or I have 2 biological siblings. I have an older brother and a younger sister. I'm the middle child. We're like 1 year apart each. So I'm 22, she's 21, and my brother's 20, almost 24. Oh, your parents they apparently really had a lot of love for each other. At one point, they was going back to back.
Yes, they actually, that's what I say. It's a long story because my dad did love my mom, and at some point he did tell us that. But at some point, because I have siblings that are half, and I have step siblings. So I have 3 from my mother from her previous marriage, and I have 4 from my dad's previous marriage. So my dad is always about revenge. He's just a negative person that I don't look up to. When I was a kid, I loved my dad. I always looked up to him. He was a great, to me, opinion as far as I knew. But as I grew up, I was like, he's so full of crap. He's two-faced. He's always seeking revenge. He holds grudges. He doesn't forgive. I don't want all of those qualities. I don't want none of them. So he told me once, that's what I mean when I say verbal abuse, because he tells us, I didn't even want you guys. I just wanted to make my other kids jealous because they wanted my
Get out.
inheritance, like his money.
Is he rich?
He got money.
he got money.
He got money, but we used to always dress up as homeless because he wouldn't spend a dime. Like, he would feed us great, but I didn't have what I wanted as a kid. Because he was like, feed us like really good. Like,
you ate. So and for him, he thought that was taking care.
Yeah, but I remember I was going to a birthday party and we never went anywhere. I was just, thank God for my siblings were there. They were literally my friends. We wouldn't go anywhere, and we had like 4 cars that he would take us with a motorcycle, because even though we had 4 cars, he would just leave it there. And I was like, why? I always wondered as a kid.
You all would sit on the motorcycle?
Yeah, like 5 people
on
a motorcycle.
I used to see that in Dominican Republic, and I'm like, how do you do that?
No, I've done 6, 7 people on motorcycles.
Get out. Wow. So, okay, I've never actually spoke to somebody that actually did that. So, did you feel safe while riding on that shit? Like, I gotta know.
I was a kid. It felt good. The wind felt good, but I was covered between two adults, so I was protected.
Wow.
My little sister would always sit in the front, like literally the front.
Yeah.
And then my dad would be in the control of the motorcycle, and then me and my brother would be in between my mom and dad. So my dad in the front, and my mom in the back. And my stepbrother used to live with us, and he used to sit on the very, very back.
Damn near on a tire.
Yep, 6 people on a motorcycle.
But yet had a car.
We had 4 cars, 4 good cars. And
wow. Was it gas like crazy expensive?
No, I don't. Honestly, I think my dad was cheap, but he worked really hard for his money. You know, I don't want to talk bad about my dad because he didn't have anything as a child. He's a single child. I don't have aunts or uncles from him. So I don't blame him. I just don't like the way he was thinking. His mindset is wrong. And
do you think that his possible trauma from growing up as a kid?
Yes, for sure.
It fell on his children's shoulders.
And if you get familiar with the Persian culture, the dads are always like, oh my God, I used to walk to school in the snow, like 10 feet of snow. I used to walk. I used to.
Backwards.
Yeah, exactly. And they're always exaggerative about what they went through, and they're trying to make us feel bad about
You
spoiling
should be grateful.
us. Yeah, they're like, you should be grateful you even have a roof. I used to not eat or something like that.
You got a sandwich with 2 slices of bread. Like, I had a half a slice of bread. Get your shit together. Wow.
Exactly.
Even in going through all of that as a child, how do you see your parents now? You said you try not to bring it up with your mom, but how do you feel that this has impacted you as an individual?
Oh my God. It has impacted me in ways that I feel like I will never heal. Like, even thinking about it, it makes me want to cry. But in my heart, I feel like I forgave them. But it's just, even thinking about it, it makes me sad. And I always ask God for healing. I just want to heal. I see them, I talk to them, but pain is always there. And there's nothing I can do physically or even pray for it. It's like a wound that never heals. Even if it does, something happens and it just, again, is cut open. It's like the same thing over again. And as I get older, and now I'm scared to be a mother. I'm scared to trust anybody. I'm like, if my parents didn't love me enough, who would?
I think because of your trauma, you would be a great mother.
I get that, but I also have this fear. I'm like,
No, that's what I'm saying. That fear, I can 100% seeing it encouraging you to be better, to not make those things repeat. Now, of course, there are things that are out of your control, but at the same time, even for those things that are out of your control, you can 100% wash, rinse, repeat. Be your best. Wash, rinse, repeat. Have a great day. Wash, rinse, repeat. I'm not going to let this bull make the best of me. For that, I can definitely see that in you. And because of how negative that trauma impacted you. Now, there are some people that have been impacted by trauma, and yet they recycle that same trauma over and over and over. But when you really speak about it with the passion that you are, I think you'd be a great mom. Now, I'm not telling you rush into that shit, all right? Because that shit's no joke.
No, I just know if I had the support, I would be a really successful person. Like the support, just the support, not money support, just somebody who's there and keeps you going, you know? Like, hey, good job. I never had that. And honestly, I feel like I turned out good. It's not where I want to be, but I turned out good for like
what you went through.
Yeah. Like,
well, the beautiful thing about that is it ain't over.
It's not.
So your parents left when you were what age?
They left when we got to America in 2012. Mentally left.
Wait,
like they got separate.
2012. That's right after 9/11.
Yeah.
Being Persian during that time and then your parents leaving, did that come with any extra difficulties or like were people
to move here?
Not just moving here, but just listen, the society we live in is just crazy.
Yes.
So were people being mean to you or did they know your cultural background or things like that?
I went through so much. We didn't have trouble coming here because my stepbrother, the oldest one, he used to live here for 20 years. So he's
solid.
He's the one who brought us here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, my dad just paid him to bring us here.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's...
You're close with him?
Not at all. He actually hit me twice. He kicked us out of his house because we moved straight to Atlanta where he used to live, and then he kicked us out like 2.5 years later. That's why I moved to Florida.
Wait, he kicked.
He kicked me, my brother, my sister, and my mom out because my dad wasn't there. He went back to Iran, so he just kicked us out. I came back from, it was the last day of 8th grade. I came home and all of our stuff was outside of the door. Like it was thrown out of the window on the 2nd floor.
Get out.
So I was like, you know what? My mom was like, she came home later. So I was just behind the door just waiting for her to come home. And she was mentally gone, so I didn't really have her. But she came home and then she just moved us to Florida. And that's where my parents got divorced, and she left.
When you say she left, what do you mean she left?
I remember one time she used to work and I used to go to school. So when I would come home, she would be at work. And then when I would go to sleep, she would come home. So I would never see her. I didn't see her for the whole high school years. Wow. She didn't wake up early to make breakfast or anything. And I've always wanted to eat breakfast with my family, okay, in the morning. And she didn't do that. And I wouldn't wake her up. If she didn't care enough to wake up, I wouldn't wake her up. So I would just go eat breakfast at school and then come home. Like, same thing. For
School
4
breakfast
years.
is disgusting.
It is.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it is. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I feel like I didn't see her for a couple of years, for my whole high school years. She came, I think I was 16. And then one day I go home and I'm like, I haven't seen her at all. Like, even sleeping, I haven't seen her for 2 weeks. I call her coworkers, I call her friends, I call whoever I know. And nobody knows where she is. They're like, we haven't seen her. And I've been calling her. Finally, she picks up.
I was to say, wait, she didn't answer?
After 2 weeks of me calling, she picks up. And then I'm like, Mom, where are you? And then she's like, somewhere far. And I'm like, what do you mean somewhere far? And she's like, somewhere far from Florida. And I was like, where? And she's like, and I was like, what are you doing? And just start crying.
She literally just dipped.
She literally dipped. She grabbed her stuff. She didn't have much. She grabbed it. She just left without telling anybody, without telling her kids, nothing. I come home from school. I don't see anybody.
Did you, like, how? What made her choose? You don't feel like
there's a good population of Persian culture there. So when I go visit, there's all Iranians there. So Persian is another name for Iranian. It's fancier, I guess. And everyone recognizes it better. So there's a good population.
I just think of the movie 300.
I've never actually seen that.
That was a great movie.
But yeah, so she just literally just left and said goodbye. I didn't see her for 2 years because I was so mad. I was like, she didn't care. She didn't call. Nothing. Like, no text,
for those
no
2
call.
years.
Yeah. She shows up at my graduation, of a high school graduation. Okay. And for 30 minutes, she gives me a hug and she just dips again. I don't see her for another 3 years.
Get the hell out.
And I have to go see her for my 21st birthday because I missed my mom. So I go. It was in 2020. So I went to see her and it was just, I hugged her and I just started crying. But we didn't talk about anything. It was just super awkward. But I feel like now, this time I went, I felt like I grew because I felt better. Like, I felt like I forgave her. You know, like the first time I went to see her, I was super hurt. I was like, why would you do this?
Do you really feel like you forgave her?
That's a good question. I get that question a lot. I always thought I did, okay? But they say if you forgive, it wouldn't hurt as much. And
I wouldn't agree with that.
And I was like, this is different. Like, I forgive her. Maybe it wasn't her fault. Maybe she had enough. Maybe I was disrespectful. Maybe maybe she wanted to take revenge from my dad. So I just let it go. But every time I think about it, I'm like, I would never do that to anybody, even especially my kid. So I just don't understand it. Like, I can't wrap my head around it. And yesterday, actually, I was driving home from the gym, and for 20 minutes straight, I was just crying. Like, I wanted to get everything out. And the only reason was my mom. I was just crying for my mom. I don't care what happens in my life. Nothing hurts me more than that. So I don't care if somebody calls me ugly. I don't care if somebody calls me short.
I don't see any of those two things happening. But go ahead, girl.
The only thing that hurts me in this world is me not having a mom. And I know, like, some people lose their mother or she passes away or whatever, but I don't think it's the same as she, like, just abandoning you after, like, 13 years of raising you. You don't just leave. You, especially unannounced. Prepare me.
Yeah, like, yo, listen, I have to go because, or.
It's so weird because even to this day, it's like she doesn't regret leaving us, because I went to see her, like, again, like I said, 2-3 weeks ago, and I was like, her friends guilt trip me. Like, she's the victim. I don't understand. Like, they're like, why did you do this to your mom? Why didn't you take care of her? And what if she's sick? You have to take care of her.
So they are saying this, even though you were a child when she left, and they'll guilt tripping you as to why you didn't take care of your mother.
Yes. And you know what? I don't argue with them. I know what I've been through, and I know what she did. She knows what she did. So I don't try to argue with people justifying what I went through. They don't know anything.
Know your part. Yeah.
And they don't know my part. And I don't know what she told him. She doesn't even speak English. I don't know what she told them.
She doesn't speak English?
She doesn't speak English.
Wow, that must be really tough for her.
Yeah. So I go there, and then she's like, oh, I'm marrying a Pakistani guy. He's like 20 years younger than me. I was like, why are you telling me this? I don't need to know.
So she is going to get married.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to bring him here and I'm going to get married. I was like,
she's going to bring him here.
Yeah. She's going to. Yeah,
where did she meet him at?
From a friend of a friend who lives in
So she was hooked up. She got like the ultra Tinder account going on.
Oh yeah. So most of our marriages happen from word of mouth. Somebody refers you. It's like a referral type thing. It's never online. It's very old school.
So how do you marry somebody off of a referral? Are they like, this person would be nice for you, or is it like, this person is rich?
Let me give you clear example. My mom, again, after I come back from she calls me, hey, are you busy? I need to talk to you. I was like, what happened? She's like, there's this guy. He's like 30 something years old. He's an engineer, whatever. He's in Iran, but are you looking to get married? And I'm like, I don't know him. Never seen him. Never talked to him. He's like, oh, I met his parents here, and then his parents are looking for a girl for him. So that's usually what happens.
That's how it go down?
That's literally how it goes down.
Wow. So, what, are you dating anyone right now?
No, I'm not.
I don't know why. Why are you not dating anyone? Come on now.
Okay, my dating life, my love life, should I say, it's a little more complicated than my actual life.
Damn. How can it be more complicated than that?
I feel like everything is related to what happened to me in the past. So I'm not good at communicating. I have trust issues. I have anger issues. I have emotional issues. Basically everything. But I'm aware of them, and I really try to control them so I don't follow my parents' footsteps.
The best part about that is that you are aware of your bullshit.
Yes, exactly. And it started like a long time ago. I recently started, like maybe I would say a year and a half ago, and I became really self-aware and super honest with myself. I'm always trying to dig in to see what is happening. Like, why is this happening to you? Why are you feeling like this? Why are you acting like this? And I feel like being honest with me has made me grow tremendously, like crazy.
You're aware of your bullshit. So therefore you can better communicate it, why you even are the way you are with someone else.
Yes.
What corrective measures do you take?
Can you elaborate on that?
We know that we are away as individuals, but what do you do to make yourself easier to swallow, easier to be around, easier? What makes it easier to love you?
God. I feel like God has changed my life. Became a Christian because usually when you're born in Iran, you're born a Muslim. And 3 years ago in 2018, I got baptized and I gave my life to Jesus. And I feel like that has literally made a great impact in my life. And I know I'm not the best that I want to be, but I try every day and I don't regret it at all. I feel like God has saved my life. And I feel like if it wasn't because of God, I would not be positive. I would be super miserable right now, super depressed. I would not smile. I would not laugh. I would not.
Wonderful smile, I must say.
Thank you. I wish everyone could see it. But
we ain't not doing video yet. Soon. So, because we're talking religion, lightweight. But Muslim culture is one of the fastest growing in the world right now.
Really?
Yeah, from what I understand. Don't quote me, ladies and gents, because I've heard it. I don't know where I heard it. Damn.
Jesus is the only way.
Well, so this is the thing. So were you really into the
Muslim
culture?
Not at all. I was
okay.
Even from a young age, I knew this is not the religion I want to follow. In my own, it's not what I wanted. It's not how I felt close to God. It's not how I felt growth and loved. As an Arab person, I understand if you're Muslim, but as an Iranian, our language is completely different, and we pray in Arabic. We don't even know what we're praying. This is what bothers me. Like, yeah, they teach us Arabic in school, but who memorizes them? I don't remember a single word learning in school. We used to pray, yeah, and we memorized the...
Remember the prayer.
Yes, but we don't know what we're saying. I don't remember what I was praying. And at school, you're forced to practice that religion. So I still don't understand. How does that make sense? Yes, if you're an Iraqi, if you're, I don't know, from an Arabic country, then yes, I understand. Be a Muslim. But in Iran, I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. We don't know what we're saying to God or who we're saying it to. I never understood it. So when I came here, I didn't have a religion for like a good 5 years.
Well,
and then
you were raising yourself.
Literally. So, and then I found God, and I'm super grateful for that.
Dope.
Really.
Here in Florida, one thing that I see is people waiting for the bus. Now, you were in high school. Were you working while you were in high school?
I was working actually 3 jobs when I was in high school. Still managed to do homeworks. I would come home, same thing, schoolwork. And it was exhausting. I didn't enjoy my high school years at all. I've always wanted to do sports, like a volleyball. I did do marching band color guard in my 3rd year, but I didn't enjoy it as much because I didn't have a ride. I had to take the bus. Everyone's mom they come and pick them up, and I had nobody. And it was just so painful to watch. And I was happy for them. I never was like, oh my God, I hate you because of this. But I was like, damn, I want that. It's not something that I have to work for. You only get one mom.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy my high school years, but I did enjoy joining color guard and doing stuff. I did audition for volleyball, but I gave up halfway because I didn't have money. You had to pay like $300-$400. I was like, I barely get to eat every day, so I'm not doing that. So
I see people waiting at the bus stop in this Florida heat, and I feel so bad. I'm like, oh, a part of me wants to offer them a ride. I'm like, yeah, I don't want no problems.
Yes.
These people look, like they might give me a real headache on a ride or something. But waiting out there, and these
as a girl,
and that's what I was gonna
at
say.
night in the rain.
In the rain. That's what I was getting to. That. How?
Hey, dude, it was difficult. Like I would cry every day at the bus stop, and I was just dressed like a boy so I don't get abused as much, or nobody picks on me, nothing like that. I had to actually take 2 buses, so I have to leave my house 2 hours before or 1.5 hours before. Sometimes I would miss the bus, and I would literally cry myself literally for hours. And I had a bike. I used to take my bicycle.
Luckily, you could put a bike on the bus here.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it would take me a good hour to change buses and go be there on time.
So there was no going out for you yo, let's go to anywhere. You're like, eesh.
Never. Never. I never went to a party in high school, any birthdays, nothing. I was just trying to survive.
Have you ever shared your high school experience with your mother because she left?
No, honestly, we don't talk at all. It's so weird. I spent 3 days with her. I did not say anything about my past because honestly, we would both start crying. Actually, it's funny you say that because she called me a couple of days ago. She barely calls me or texts me, maybe once a month maybe. So when I came back, she's like, how's your sister doing? And I was like, actually, she's not doing good. She's depressed. She always sleeping, always crying. She starts crying on the phone. I was like, why are you crying? And she's like, because you have to take care of her, because she's going through a lot and I can't. And I was like, I didn't see it. I was so speechless. She's like, you have to take care of it. I was like, me? You want me to do your job for you? Besides, I don't have the credibility. She's not gonna believe anything I say. I'm the older sister. I'm trying to boss her around, quote unquote.
Yeah, that's how she feels.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make her life more miserable. You didn't do your job. You can't. My parents, they're like, you're the head of the household. You have to take care of your brother and sister.
And they're looking at you like, yo, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm always the mean guy, the bad guy. If you ask them, they probably say they hate me because I'm mean. Tough love. What do you want me to do?
You're like, yo, you're getting more than I got. Shit, I got no love. What the fuck? Sit down.
Exactly. I'm like, who's gonna be that for me? What about me?
So, do you ever feel that you have no rock to lean on while you have so many leaning on you?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I'm like, yes, I have God, but I don't have anything on earth that would support me or have my back or I would go to. And I do have bad qualities. I'm super brutally honest. That's how I lose my friends. I just tell them straight up and they don't want to hear it. And I have a really sharp tongue, I would say. Super honest.
Curve your like, listen, this is the thing. If you know this about yourself and you know that it doesn't work out in your favor when dealing with others, you need to
change it.
Well, I wouldn't say change it, but you can still have a sharp tongue, but your delivery just has to change.
Yes, how you say I say things.
It's not always what you say, it's how you say it.
Yes.
So you can still be brutally honest, but say it with a joke. Listen, do you know that you can tell anybody F you? It's easy. Just say it with a smile. You can tell. I've told police officers F you if they were being jerks, but I say it with a smile. I've said it to
I could do that.
Yeah, hey, listen, I've said it to bosses like, yo, F you, and I say it with a smile. They don't know how my heart feels. They see the smile and like, what are you talking about? I know what I'm really saying. And that's one thing, maybe just adjust your delivery so that you can have more of what you need, which are more shoulders to lean on.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like I'm the meanest with the people I love the most.
You got to stop that ish.
Yes. I'm the nicest to strangers, to anybody else, but my sister, my friend. I actually lost my sister in a sister way, not like she passes.
What do you mean you lost your sister?
Well, my sister's the opposite of me, I would say. Like, we're completely opposite, but the same at the same time. We're like twins, but completely opposite. So she's like, after what happened to us, she took it really bad. I mean, she was younger. I don't blame her at all, but she's completely negative, and we're just completely different.
So while you're trying to stay positive, she's like sulking in it.
Yes. So every time I hang out with her, I just get that energy, and I don't honestly, that's the last thing I need, a negative energy. And I'm already
nobody wants that Debbie Downer.
No, nobody needs that.
Where's the edibles? I don't need that Debbie Downer in my life.
But I said something to her a couple of weeks ago, actually. She holds grudges just like my dad. That's something I don't have. If you say something mean to me, I don't take it personal. I don't hold grudges. I forgive you as long as you say I'm sorry. I'm good. I don't have time for all that.
For the BS.
Yeah, I don't have the energy. So we're sisters. We fight all the time. So something happened. She was stressed. I was stressed. I told her to shut the F up. And then she got mad. And then once she gets mad, she stays mad for a long time. So she's been mad at me for almost 2 months because of something I said. That's what I mean when I have a sharp tongue. It's like a venom or whatever they say. My mom used to say that as a kid. I was a kid. She used to tell me, you have a snake tongue, like a venom. And I was like, as a kid, I didn't really know what it was.
So I got to ask you a question. Did you ever apologize?
To?
Your sister.
Oh, my God. You don't even know. The next day or the next 2 days, I was apologizing. I wrote her a paragraph. She just over it. She's like, you're not my sister anymore. Oh. And now I'm moving and I'm going there for a change to take care of my mom. I know she didn't take care of me, but I'm going there to take care of her.
Is she sick?
She's supposed to have a surgery. I'm not really sure. Because her friend really guilt tripped me. And they're like, what if something happens to her and you only have one mom? And I was like, yes, you're right. And I feel like I should just go there.
Try something different.
Yeah, what's the worst thing that can happen? I can always come back.
What are your other siblings saying about your relocating?
My brother's actually coming with me. But my sister's staying with her best friend, which she used to be our best friend. But because of, again, something I said, I lost her. So now...
You got to control your tongue, young lady. You better cut your ish out. Man, listen, you don't let your mouth
get the best of me.
Well, yeah, and don't make it push everybody that you hold dear to you away.
Literally, those are the two most important people in my life, and I lost them to my
You didn't lose them.
tongue.
It may be a delay. But have you told them how important they are to you and how the lack of relationship has made you feel?
My sister, yes. I feel like my other friend, our mutual best friend, she didn't want it because I did try in the beginning. It's been almost 2 years that we're not friends anymore. She comes, I go to her house.
But it's different.
It's nothing intimate. It's nothing. It's just a hug and hey, how are you? Nothing like that. Like, we're cool. She comes to our house. My sister and I live together, so she comes to visit my sister, but she gets to see me too. Does that make sense? So, yeah. But we're not like that. I just stay in my room and I don't say nothing. I feel like that's after my mom, that hurts me the most.
How can you fix that?
I don't think I can. It's not in my control anymore. It has to be from her because I did everything I possibly could. And I feel like we got into that situation where we're so used to it now. So she doesn't even have to make the effort, or I don't have to make the effort. It's just accept it like that because of that lack of miscommunication. I remember, like, I don't stay mad for a long time, so I try to fix it immediately. So immediately after what I said to her 2 years ago, I was like, hey, I miss you, I love you, please forgive me, I'm sorry about what I said. She's like, I need more time. I was like, as soon as she said that, I was like, she doesn't want to be friends anymore, she's not gonna forgive me. I knew that, and that's exactly what happened. I would always send messages or heart eyes or something like that, and nothing, just dry answers after that. So
I knew what it
kind of
was.
accepted it. Still hurts, but I kind of accepted it, and I'm trying to move on. And after that, I never actually had a close friend.
Do you allow people to get close to you?
I don't think so.
But how can you change that?
I think I need to have a closure with what happened with my past to be able to move forward.
Is that ever going to happen?
Maybe. I feel like I have hope that one day, hopefully in the near future, when I move, I get to have some closure and try to build relationships that are lasting.
That's going to require some change in you.
Yes. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, because
what matters is that you want to do it. There's beauty in, listen, when you sign up for college, you don't know how you're going to finish up. You just know that you have to do it in order to be a better you in the future. Similar thing going on here.
Yeah, I've been trying, but it's just something in me has to change, because my relationships don't last long, even though I really want them to. Some part of me doesn't allow them to let the person in at all. I would always like push my feelings inward.
You're afraid of being hurt.
Yes. So I'm always like, okay, this person's going to leave eventually. So what's the point of me even trying? I'm better off alone.
Nah, you're better off being loved. You're a beautiful young lady. You're better off being loved. So let people love you. You have to have your guard up, because it's a cold, hard world we live in.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to have your guard up. But at the same time, let people be close to you that want to be close to you, and enjoy till the wheels fall off.
Oh, I don't think nobody wants to be close to me, though.
Shut up.
I don't know. I don't see
up.
it. I feel like I need to physically feel it.
How do you physically feel someone wanted to be close to you?
They make the effort.
I was going to say other than sexually. but okay, make the effort. How does someone make the effort to be physically close to you?
Okay, so I feel like, again, based on my experiences, I feel like I'm insecure. You need to make me feel secure. Even though, like, I'm confident.
Feel secure.
Right. I am confident, but alone. If I'm with another person, then I'm not. And
why? Because you need to feel secure. From my interaction with you, you seem like you're doing everything that you need to. That's where your security needs to come from first. And that's how you'll actually attract that energy that you want, because you get what you give off. Now, with that being said, always maintain that. Don't give up your secureness, and then you'll have that. Make someone want to be that backbone for you. You don't make them earn it.
I don't even know how to do that anymore. I feel like
I'm telling you how. Just stay secure. Stay doing what you need to do for yourself.
But I need to be where I want to be to feel secure. I don't feel secure at all. Like, not financially, not emotionally, not mentally. I've even tried professional help. I've been to psychologists. I've been to therapists. I'm never consistent, though. There's another problem. I'm never consistent with anything. I always give up, or I'm like, fine. I'm fine now. I don't need it anymore.
Everyone that's hurting says that.
I'm really trying to grow, and I want to be somebody. No, I want to be, no. Honestly, for the past few weeks, I have not felt important. So even at my job.
Why don't you feel important?
I feel like I don't have a special skill to make me stand out. I feel like I'm just a regular person on this. Like, I have no purpose. And I always pray. I'm like, God, like, show me my purpose. Why was I born? But there's this thing in my heart that I feel. I know there's something bigger.
Do you explore?
I know. I love exploring stuff.
No, I mean exploring other things that you can have your talent shine.
I do. What I want to do is like to do a charity or travel across the country to help people, to feed people, to build a school, like things like that, like orphanage or something like that, to have an impact, avoiding people what I went through, to avoid people going through what I went through, something like impactable.
I am very sure there are 1,000,001 organizations that you can join, you can work with, that you can donate your time, and you will have that impact on others. It's just a matter of one doing it, devoting that time to it in a time where time is money. But it's just never easy. But the things that's worth having are never easy.
Let me tell you something. I never share this with anybody. I'm about to share it with everybody. I feel like my brother and sister and I were so united all these years. That's how we survived. Literally, I couldn't do it without them, honestly. But they were always the reason I was holding myself back, like an excuse. I used them as an excuse. I was like, I can't leave my brother, sister there. I can't. Like, I've always wanted to travel across the world. If it's just me, trust me, I'll just pack a backpack. I don't even need nothing. I don't need a car. I don't need nothing. Just a pair of clothing, and then I'm off. But now I feel like this year, when I decided to move to Canada, and then I'm more free, like there's baggage off of me, like the burden is off, so I can literally just take a plane and go across the country, go anywhere.
How old is your younger sister?
20. She turned 21 last month.
So she can actually, she's solid. She can do her own thing.
Yes,
so
and
you feel like your wings are able to spread
and
now.
especially now that she says she doesn't need me or she's mad at me, you know what? There's nothing holding me back here. I need to just go. I need to start fresh, and I need to have my own life, I feel like I was a mother who's not a mother anymore. I'm like, okay, I'm free now.
So this lack of a relationship with your siblings, with your sister, you feel like it's actually giving you the ability to find yourself?
Yes, I feel like now I can do anything. I was literally thinking about it. I'm just gonna keep a backpack with me, just travel, just go on car rides, just live on my car. I don't really care. I just want to.
Not recommended, but I mean, okay.
Like, I can do more now, but I feel like all of us were using each other as an excuse, but it was not an excuse because it's our backbone.
It was support.
Yeah, it's like a tripod. It was all three of us now, but now we're going our separate ways.
You're adulting.
Yes. Basically, it's so hard though. Like, even thinking about
adulting
it, like being
ain't
away.
No joke. Sorry, I'll tell you that.
I feel like I've been adulting since I was 14. So I don't know.
Which is just the craziest thing, that as a child, that your parents walked out on you, your brothers and sisters, and left you to pretty much be a parent.
Yeah.
And an adult as a kid.
And to this day, they're like, you're their mother. No, I'm freaking not. And I always get sad because I never had a childhood. I did until I was 11. And then I'm not ungrateful for it. I'm grateful. I was raised in a great family. I would say I have manners, okay? But after that, like, I lost my manners when I moved here because I don't have anybody. Nobody's telling me what's right, what's wrong. And I just did whatever.
You're learning as you go.
Literally. So I'm still grateful I have some manners left in me. But I don't know. I'm just looking forward to it. Hopefully my sister can forgive me and we can be close again.
I can see that hurts you.
It does.
Listen, I think you guys are going to get it together. I'm very sure of it with time, and who knows what that means. People say that. Sibling relationships can be very difficult at times. Sometimes you hurt people and not even know it, and then, when that person lashes back, you're like, holy cow, like, where was all that from? And, we just don't know. But it's always about what you do, how you do it, and how we can recover from that stuff.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm just looking for healing and growth and trying to make me better, make me feel worthy, because I don't care what people say about me. If I'm really hard on myself. If I don't feel like I'm being useful, then I will talk down on myself.
Don't talk down on yourself.
That's what I do. I do that.
Okay, stop doing it. I'm going to tell you right now. Stop doing that.
Like, I'm super...
Talk up on yourself. Talk everything.
But I'll be bullshit. Like,
nah, you talking it into existence. You're not bullshit. You're not bullshit. Bring it into existence, boo-boo, all right? Listen, you're beautiful. You have good energy. You have that venom tongue. But, you know the things that you need to work on yourself, and just work on it, and you will be okay. I'm very sure of it. Any last words you want to say to the people?
No, not really. I'm just happy that it was free therapy, basically. So I thank you for having me here.
Hey, listen, I really appreciate you coming out. It's an absolute pleasure, having you share your story and just share very intimate details about yourself. That's pretty dope.
Yes, and I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I met you for a reason. So I feel great. I'm good. Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
I'm going to say you are good. All right, ladies and gents, you guys stay great. Remember, you can always catch your episode on Talkin' Sweet on your favorite podcast platform, including YouTube, and you can text me for your anonymous or not interview. Whatever you want to do, just share your truth. 669-241-1422. Stay great.
That's about it.